The Detroit Tigers. Oh, the bullpen does it again. This team was up 7-0 against the Baltimore Orioles. One of the worst teams in all baseball. You were up 7-0. 7-0. And you blew it. I mean, this bullpen has to be one of the worst bullpens in baseball today. But the Tigers lose to the Baltimore Orioles again, 10-9 in 12 innings. So that's how we're going to start the show. We were going to start with LeBron James going to the 76ers, but we got to talk about the Detroit Tigers team because this team is just god-awful. Zach Bryce here, guys time. Another Wednesday, another day in paradise, and now we got to talk about the Tigers. They dropped 2 out of 3 at home against the Baltimore Orioles. Like I said, one of the worst teams in baseball. How? Why? What? I mean, this team, they're messing with us, right? They're teasing us. Oh, we're going to go on a winning streak. Oh, we're going to lose 3 or 4 straight in a row. Oh, we're going to drop 2 out of 3 against one of the worst teams in baseball. What's the deal here? I mean, are you guys competing for a wild card spot to compete in the playoffs? Or are you going to tank for the rest of the season? We can't say tank because, there's a lot of negative attachment to that word because, this ain't baseball, right? Or football or even baseball itself or hockey, maybe not tank, but what are we doing here as a franchise? What are we doing here as a team? You lose today in extra innings because your bullpen sucks. I mean, is there anyone that's going to disagree with me? I know Tyler Mizzy is not going to disagree with me. I can only imagine how he feels right now. Mr. Detroit Tiger fan himself. I mean, super fan. That guy loves the Detroit Tigers. You have to appreciate it. But after seeing that today, I can't wait to open up his Snapchat later on. That's going to be funny. But anyways, 7-0. How do you blow a 7-0 lead against one of the worst teams in baseball at home? And it's the last game of the series before you have to travel out for a few games. And you have the Athletics, you have the Seattle Mariners, and you got the San Francisco Giants all on the road. Yeah, have fun with that one, Detroit. But that's why I laugh at the beginning because here we go again. The biggest problem with the Detroit Tigers is their bullpen. And recently, except for the past couple of nights, last night they won 14-0. They were just hitting home runs and getting runs in like it was nobody's business. And now today, you lose 10-9 in extra innings. 12 innings, you had a 7-0 lead. This bullpen's garbage. What are we doing here? Right? And then here I am wearing a Tarek Skubal shirt. I got the Detroit Tigers hat on. Very rare you see me dress up like this. But hey, I figured maybe, in honor of Tarek Skubal, if this is his last start at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the hell out of Detroit. Good for him, by the way. Compete for a World Series. Go ahead. But, I figured put this on today. Haven't worn a jersey in a while on Guys Time on the podcast. Let's do it. I haven't worn this hat in a while. Maybe give them some good luck. They were up 7-0. Should be clear cut, dry. Let's go in there. Boom. Let's get this victory. No, your bullpen sucks. And it's one of the main reasons why you're not going to make it to the playoffs. Everyone's debating, the Tigers are still in it. Oh, don't count them out yet. We got a lot of baseball to be played. Dude, did you not see what just happened today? And then did you not see what's been happening to this team? June was a good month for this team. But then July happens, and now we're dropping 2 out of 4 against the Kansas City Royals, who, by the way, are 45-63. That's the record. They got 45 wins and 63 losses, and they're 9.5 games out of the wild card spot. Yeah. But we're going to drop 2 out of 4 against that team at home, may I remind you. And they're in the AL Central. They're one of our rivals. But we're going to lose 2 out of 4 instead of sweeping them or winning 3 out of 4. 4-game series, you lose 2, you split the series. That's embarrassing. But now you got Baltimore coming in, another garbage team, and you drop 2 out of 3. What the hell is going on with this Detroit Tigers team? I don't understand it. It's mind-boggling. And it's stuff like this. When this team has a lead, a nice, comfortable lead. You put your bullpen out there, and they screw it up. They find ways to screw it up. I mean, it's one of the worst in the MLB today. And now, another thing, too. It's another Tarek Skubal start, right? Tarek Skubal pitching his ass off because this is like an audition for him. It really is. I mean, the trade deadline's Monday. So you got a few days until something might happen. Something might happen tonight while I'm asleep. Something might happen tomorrow, Friday, this weekend, Monday morning. But I don't see Tarek Skubal staying here after that performance today. I mean, it's Tarek Skubal. I mean, he didn't get the loss, but I mean, you're up 7-0, dude. How do you lose 10-9 in extra innings? It's your bullpen because your bullpen sucks. But whose fault is that? It's Scott Harris's fault because he doesn't do anything. Doesn't get bullpen help. Doesn't get a pitcher. You know, on the offensive side, doesn't get a right-hand bat that's healthy and can help us here and there. No, we're just going to rely on the 21-year-old rookie Kevin McGonigal, who's been phenomenal this year. Probably the best player on the Tigers, to be honest with you. But then, you got the Justin Verlander, last ride kind of ordeal going on. Oh, the last ride. Oh, yeah, this is where I start. I'm going to end I started my career here. This is where I'm going to end. Has he made a start? Oh, yeah, his first start, and then he blew out his hip because he's 43 years old, maybe. Yeah, it's time to hand up, Justin. And I do. I'm a big fan of Justin. I love Justin Verlander. But coming back to Detroit, one last hurrah. Yeah, didn't work, dude. So all these, I guess, distractions going on with this team instead of actually playing baseball and winning games and maybe not go 6-22 in the month of May. That's what really screwed this team. You won 6 games in 1 month. I mean, that's a combination of things. That's pitching. That's bullpen being absolutely garbage. That's your offense not getting enough runs to win games because garbage. Maybe injuries, but that's why I said it last because I don't want to hear it. And we discussed injuries before, not just in baseball, but football, basketball, hockey. I don't care. Good teams find ways to win when their star players or handful of players that contribute to the team are on the injured list. They find ways to keep winning. Next guy up. Get your ass out there and win games. That's simple. But here we are today, the Tigers afternoon game. There's 34,000 people here. I'm on the ESPN's website. They lose 10-9 in 12 innings when they were up 7-0, guys. How in the hell do you blow that lead? Like I said, your bullpen is one of the worst, if not the worst, in MLB today. And what does Scott Harris have to show for it? Nothing. Not a damn thing. That's his fault. Or how much longer he's going to have a job. But Tarek Skubal, he's out of here. And I've been the one saying we should trade him. You guys can look back in the previous episodes. I say we should have traded him because we can get value for him still. But, I mean, every time we throw him out there, we run the risk of him getting injured because pitchers can get hurt. Crazy enough, right? No injury today, hopefully. I don't know, maybe some report will come out that he blew out his arm or whatever. I don't care. But he's out of here, dude. Why does he stay here? And, dude, he made a comment last week, I think it was last week, that, this team can still win the World Series. Not when you're... that made me laugh, too. No, not when you're 51-58. Yeah, that's not going to work out. And, I mean, look at this team. They're 5.5 games back in the AL Central, and you're 4 games back from the wild card. And you still got plenty of teams to go up against in the wild card. Because it's an open book, really, for the American League. There's really not a dominant team. Really, I mean, maybe the Yankees, maybe Tampa Bay, I don't know. But, yeah, this team can win the World Series. All right, Skubal, just shh. Yeah, just pitch, right? Stop talking. You know what I mean? But, yeah, here we are. I don't understand it. But, yeah, I wore this today because maybe give them some hope. But, This team's done. I think it's over. The playoffs not going to happen this year for this Detroit Tigers team, and that's a shame because past couple years they made it to the playoffs, and unfortunately they got eliminated, but they made it. But here we are, just hope, false hope. But you blew a 7-0 lead. That's something that. I mean, and people are going to say I'm over dramatic and everything. Oh, things happen like this in sports. Yes, 100% agree with that. I've seen blown leads in baseball, football, hockey, basketball, in fights. One fighter could be dominating 3 out of the 4 rounds or 3 out of the 5 rounds or whatever the case may be. And the other dude just comes out of nowhere and knocks the guy out. Perfect example, Leon Edwards versus Kamaru Usman a couple years ago for the UFC middleweight title, or welterweight title, excuse me. Right? So it's sports. Anything can happen. But with so much attention on this Tigers team because of Tarek Skubal, is he staying or are they going to trade him? A loss today like this, when you had a nice, comfortable lead, and you lose in extra innings at home against one of the worst teams in baseball. What the hell? I mean, come on, man. It's unbelievable. And the night before, you guys shut out this team 14-0. That's 2 touchdowns in football. That's a 2-touchdown lead in football. So how do you go from 14-0 dominant performance last night to now a blown lead, losing extra innings today? This Detroit Tigers team is inconsistent, and inconsistencies kills. It does not make a playoff team. They're done. So, Tigers lose today. Extra innings, had a 7-0 lead. They lose 10-9 in 12 innings. Tyler Mizzy's going to be absolutely pissed. Like I said, I can't wait to open that Snapchat later. It's embarrassing because now you got to go to athletics. And they're horrible too, 45-62 records, so they're not much better than the Royals, who you lost 2 out of the 4 last week. But now you got a 3-game series starting Friday. Dude, you gotta beat the Athletics, man. And then you got Seattle and San Francisco, so you're on the West Coast. Good luck. I mean, I don't know what else to tell this team. This team is just, I don't know. And you wonder why I barely watch Tigers, because why waste the time? Why? I'll watch highlights and give my opinions from there. So, yeah, not bad. Not a good day for Detroit Tigers fans. Sorry you had to deal with that. And I think Tarek Skubal is out of here after that piss-poor performance by the bullpen. He's not going to win anything here. And knowing him, he wants to win a World Series. Go for it. Yeah, Tigers got the Athletics starting Friday, 3-game series. But yeah, dropped 2 out of 3 against Baltimore. Yeah, good job, Tigers. Way to stick in there. Having confidence that you're going to make it to the playoffs. Yeah, okay. It's over. Done. So with that being said, we got to hop over to some basketball news. I know this is last week, but LeBron James going to the 76ers. That was kind of crazy. I saw a notification on my phone, and I was like, wait a minute, what? He's going to the city of brotherly love? That's crazy. So he was with the Lakers for 9 seasons. He won a championship in 2020. So, okay. LeBron James, biggest name in basketball, right? I mean, arguably. He's been around for 20 plus years. But yeah, he has a new home now. Kind of odd, right? Like him going to the 76ers, kind of weird, right? In my opinion, I figured he would go back to Miami, where he won 2 championships, go back to Cleveland, Ohio, where he's from, or Akron, really. But he's from the state of Ohio. Finally brought a championship there when he went back there the second time. I thought he'd go to one of those places. But no, he's going to the Philadelphia 76ers. And now he joins Jalen Brown, all-star player from the Boston Celtics for many years. Those two going at it, or those two being together now. I mean, are we seeing a possible championship favorite with the 76ers? I don't know. I think it's too early to tell, but having those two together, I think it's going to create a lot of problems in the East for the NBA this year. So you have that going on. But yeah, last season, LeBron almost 21 points per game, 7 assists per game, 6 rebounds. So obviously the age is showing, right? I mean, he's entering his 24th season. That's crazy. Guys, you have to remember, he was 18 years old when he entered the league. Like, he was barely an adult. Well, legally an adult, but, I mean, dude, 17, 18, it's just a number, right? But legally, he was an adult, but he's still a kid. Technically, mentally probably. But, dude, 18 years old, he goes to the NBA. Right out of high school, too. Right out of high school. And, Cavaliers, he was the guy for many, 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 many years. And, entering his 24th season, well, good for him that he can still be a productive player at his age. I mean, we got to be honest here. He's 41 years old right now. He's going to be 42 in December. So you have that going on. And, yeah, it's chaos, man. I mean, so good for him. So he's going to the 76ers. I thought that was kind of odd, kind of shocking, because now the Pistons, maybe we could have picked up a LeBron, but maybe not. He could have been a distraction. Like, I don't know. I secretly think he never liked Detroit coming here. And, I mean, he likes kicking our ass because that's what he did when he was with the Cavaliers many times. But I don't know. But maybe the Pistons could have had an opportunity to try grab him. But he's with the 76ers now. He joins Jalen Brown. Kind of a scary lineup there. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that was crazy. He's the oldest active player in the NBA at 41 years old. Like I said, 24th season being in the NBA. So congrats to him. I mean, 24 years in the league. That's crazy. He signed a 2-year deal, $8 million contract with a player option after the second year. So he can decide to stay, go, get more money, whatever. But yeah, this is crazy. But he comes to this team, he adds that veteranship. Like, he's a veteran of the sport, obviously. The biggest name in the NBA. So that could help the 76ers, perhaps. Go for a championship. You got Jalen Brown there, who's still young. He wants a championship. So it's going to be very interesting. And, he can hype up that locker room, create that vibe in that locker room for the 76ers. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting in that East for the NBA this year. But yeah, LeBron James. And like I said, I know this is last week's news, but thought mention it on the podcast tonight. He's going to the 76ers. Kind of weird. Didn't expect that. But now he joins Jalen Brown, and they might tear it up this year. We'll see. So you have that going on. But yeah, LeBron James entering his 24th season in the NBA. So congrats to him. That's pretty cool, to be honest with you. That's a great accomplishment. So that's that. Now we got to talk about the NFL, because it's damn near close to the season, right? I mean, we're right there, guys. I mean, just be patient. I mean, fantasy football, NFL, college, we're almost there. But NFL outside of the football field, the offseason, we got Jalen Carter, the Eagles defensive tackle. He just signed the biggest contract in NFL history for a defensive tackle. 4-year, $152 million contract for this guy. Highest paid defensive tackle in NFL history. He's getting $38 million a year. That's a nice cup of change right there. He's under contract through the 2031 season. Yeah, I don't know why I put 21 season. It's 2026, bonehead. Yeah, I'm talking to myself. But yeah, 2031 season, he's going to be with the Eagles. That's kind of crazy. But he did not participate in drills during mandatory camp. So me personally, I don't like that. And now you threw all this money at him, and that's the only reason why he was holding out, because of a contract, because of money. He wants money. I get that, but what kind of message are you sending to the rest of the locker room when you do that? Like, oh, I'm the best in the world. I should get paid this amount, and I'm not gonna step foot on that football field until I get paid. I don't know. I never really liked that. But on the flip side, I understand. You got family to take care of. I get that. But I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like the message it sends to the locker room. This is the Philadelphia Eagles. a couple years removed from winning the Super Bowl, trying to get back there again. One of your star players is holding out. Well, he's happy now. I mean, if I'm getting paid $38 million a year, I would be a happy person too. So you have that going on. But on top of that, he had kind of a down year last year, a down season. I mean, injuries, obviously, but he only had 3 sacks and 5 tackles in 11 games. So to get paid all this money, but he really didn't do anything last year, I get it, injuries, but I don't know. That's really interesting that the Eagles are really invested with Jalen Carter. I mean, I don't know. They think they can change him because you guys got to go way back to the 2024 NFL draft. I mean, he was involved in that car accident. It killed 2 people. We're going to discuss it right now. So, involved in the car crash after Georgia's 2023 National Championship Parade. It killed 2 people, unfortunately. Yeah, it was just a horrible situation. Teammate Devin Willock and staffer Chandler LaCroix. Just horrible situation. So with that, his character's in question leading up to the NFL draft. Many of the Georgia coaches, really didn't like his attitude, his practice habits, and this is all according to Tim McManus from ESPN.com. So that tells me too, like his practice habits, his attitude, and now you just threw all this money at him. What kind of player are we going to see from Jalen Carter? I mean, is he going to be healthy, for 1? 2, is he going to be selfish? 3, is he going to show up in big-time games? Is he going to create problems in the locker room? Like, there's so many questions. And now, with him and his character and him as an athlete, as a teammate too, like, is he going to roll with the boys, or is he thinking about himself? I don't know. So you had that going on, and then the Eagles took a chance with him in that 2023 draft. And like I said, now you're throwing all this money at them. So the question I have for everybody is this the right move? Or for the Eagles to give Jalen Carter all this money? Or are they gambling? Or are they taking a big risk here with Jalen Carter? Like I said, he was injured last year, didn't really do much. He's holding out during minicamp. Now you throw him all this money, making him the highest paid defensive tackle in NFL history. 4-year, $152 million contract, getting paid $38 million a year on average. And then he's got guaranteed money of $106 million. Well, he's going to be here through the 2031 season. So you got him locked up for a few years. Like he's not going anywhere. So I wonder if the Eagles made the right choice. I don't know. We'll have to see. But just his track record, and I don't know. He's spitting on the first game of the year last year. He spit on Dak Prescott. Like, come on. Like, what the hell are you doing, dude? I don't know. A lot of these NFL players get paid a lot nowadays, and it's the highest paid tight end in NFL history, highest paid defensive back in NFL history, highest paid, quarterback or running back in NFL history, and now we got highest paid defensive tackle with Jalen Carter from the Eagles in NFL history. We'll see. Like I said, we'll see what kind of player we're going to see. I just, with his track record, I don't know. Maybe the Eagles made a mistake, but too early to tell. But that's a lot of money to throw at a guy who didn't really do much last year. Like I said, 5 tackles, 3 sacks through 11 games. I don't know. Yeah, that's an interesting one. So that came out a couple days ago. That's NFL. There's more NFL news too. We got Vita Vea. He wants to get the hell out of Tampa Bay. Like, no, you guys are not giving me a new contract. I'm out of here. Bye-bye. He requested a trade a couple days ago. So he's requesting a trade from the Buccaneers. And then with the Buccaneers, too, you're dealing with Baker Mayfield deciding to play on his current contract instead of trying to get an extension. So that's going to be a talking point throughout the season. And then maybe after the season ends, do they try to keep him or do they get rid of him? I mean, that's your quarterback, and he's done a pretty damn good job there. I mean, he's kind of resurrected his career in Tampa Bay. So that's going to be a talking point, too. But now you got Vita Vea, defensive tackle, another defensive tackle. Crazy enough there. But yeah, he's one of 2 defensive tackles. I think the other one was Dexter Lawrence, I read yesterday, with at least 60 pressures from the nose tackle position the past 3 seasons. That's pretty damn good. I mean, you're getting after the quarterback. I mean, you're pressuring him, making him do, create mistakes for the quarterback. We like that. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do as a defensive tackle / nose tackle. But then last season, he had 4.5 sacks, 16 solo tackles, so pretty decent, right? I would think. I think he was hurt too. And so this begs the question, should the Lions go after him? I think you should possibly consider it, because your defense right now, there's so many question marks, especially in the secondary. But your defensive line, I mean, Aleem McNeil, Aiden Hutchinson, he can't be the only one going after the quarterback. I mean, how many down linemen do we have? How many defensive linemen do we have? I mean, we've been dealing with injuries the past few years, especially on the defensive side. Now your secondary, that's going to be god-awful. Week 1, I mean, Kirby Joseph ain't going to be there because he's dealing with that knee injury from last year. Brian Branch towards Achilles last year, so you're not going to see him till halfway through the season. Like, forget about it. But that's your 2 main guys at secondary. Well, how can you help the secondary out? Well, you get a guy like Vita Vea, go after the quarterback, and maybe you can sack him. Maybe you can make him throw the ball away out of bounds. Right? So I think the Lions really should consider going after Vita Vea. He wants out. But what's going to happen, though, he requested a trade, but then a couple of weeks later, a couple of days later, he's going to sign an extension. I mean, you just saw and you heard, as I mentioned earlier, what Jalen Carter got paid. Vita Vea wants that and more, obviously. He wants that and then some from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to open up the checkbooks, or should the Lions go after Vita Vea? Well, I think the Lions should strongly consider it with all those question marks on defense. I don't know. But that is going to be interesting to see, because getting after the quarterback is something the Lions are horrible at. I mean, they were god-awful last year. Oh, man, it was bad. 305 total pressures, 2.86 seconds on average, 4th slowest time. It's the 4th slowest time for pressures, and 38 total sacks. And that's according to footballpreference.com. So, yeah, let's add some Vita Vea. I like some Vita Vea on the Detroit Lions. I think he looked good in the Honolulu Blue. I think, we talk about grit a lot here in Detroit, right? I think he fits the bill. He fits the description. He's our guy. Like I said, the Lions should go after him. I don't think anything's going to happen, but you should strongly consider it. With so many question marks on defense, especially in the secondary for this Lions team, Vita Vea is definitely a possibility to come to Detroit. I don't think it's going to happen. I think some way he's going to find a way to, him and the Buccaneers, rather, are going to find a way to bring him back. But, I don't know. He says he wants to get the hell out of Tampa Bay. He requested a trade. I'm out of here. You guys are not paying me. See ya. I saw with Jalen Carter, and I'm better than him. Bye-bye. So, yeah, I saw that a couple days ago, and I was just like, yeah, maybe the Lions should go after that guy. But, it's probably not going to happen. Yeah, getting my hopes up a little too much there. But, yeah, football. I know, crazy, right? We got a couple of storylines there. As we head into the season, the 2026 season, we got fantasy football coming up. We got college. Got the NFL. It's going to be a fun time. And then we're going to have episodes every single week, and we're going to be talking about football, hopefully, in a good sense when it comes to the Lions and the Wolverines. I know a lot of people out there are Spartan fans and Buckeye fans. I get that, but come on. You guys know me. So, yeah, Vita Vea requested a trade from the Buccaneers. He wants to get the hell out of there. Will the Lions pursue him? Don't know. So, you have that going on. Yeah, Jalen Carter. Yeah, the highest paid defensive tackle. Yeah, career stats for him through first 3 seasons: 13.5 sacks, 37 quarterback hits, 108 tackles, and that's according to ESPN.com. So, yeah, maybe he deserves the bag, but I don't know. His attitude, his character goes a long way. You have a bad character, bad attitude, it distracts the team. So, but Vita Vea, he wants to get paid like Jalen Carter. So, we'll see what happens with that. But today, we end this episode to talk about Kahmel Makled. Guys, you already know what happened. Domination. Complete domination by Kahmel Makled. All he needed was 1 minute and 8 seconds in the very first round. He gets a victory, KO, TKO. Very impressive. He came out like a bat out of hell. Coach told him, go in there and don't play with your food, man. Go after him. And he did. I mean, that's a scary dude. I mean, he was going after him, and I was just like, oh, shit. And that's it. And then you know what happened next. I mean, if you guys were there, I'm sure you've seen it on his Instagram page. Follow him, by the way, at Kahmel Makled. That guy is just unbelievable. But yeah, he's 6-0, still undefeated in his pro boxing career. But yes, he was very impressive last Saturday night. It was a weird setup. Never seen a boxing ring in the middle of a parking lot before. But hey, man, you got to take fights, and wherever there's an opportunity, you got to go after it. So good for him, Kahmel. We appreciate you. I appreciate you. Congrats on the win, my man. You deserve it. Can't wait for your next fight. That's gonna be awesome as always. And you know, Kahmel, always entertaining. But yeah, he's rising through the ranks in boxing, and that's what we like. You know, he's from New Way Training Center. He's from Makled, Michigan, right here in the 586. We appreciate that. And yeah, another impressive victory for Kahmel Makled. 6-0 on his pro boxing career. This kid is going places. So once again, Kahmel, congrats. It was a great fight. It was great to see you dominate and kick ass like you always do. Put on a show, put on an entertaining fight. You have so much love and respect and support from your friends, your family, everyone at New Way Training Center, which, you know, I guess your second family, right? I mean, hopefully I'm part of that family as well. But, you know, so many other boxers, supporters. I mean, you got it all, man. You got everything going for you. But yeah, another victory for Kahmel Makled from New Way Training Center. Congrats, my man. You deserve it. And then to end this episode today, special announcement, August 29th at Fox Theater. Savannah Tini is back in action. Another pro boxer competing out of New Way Training Center. She's going to compete. Another undefeated record, 5-0 for Savannah Tini. I mean, it's been a while since she's fought, so hopefully this one I will be able to go. And she's in Michigan. She's not in Tennessee, so it'll be fun to see that. Hopefully I can make it. It's a month away, so get your tickets now. Follow her on Instagram at Savannah Tini. But yeah, she's competing once again. August 29th, Fox Theater. Get your tickets. Another pro boxer coming out of New Way Training Center there. So Savannah, I know you're going to kick ass. Good luck and enjoy. It's going to be a fun one. So don't miss that. Guys, that's how we end today's episode. So thank you so much for joining me on Guys Time. It was a good one. It was a very interesting one. Had to open up with the Tigers, man, because that was god-awful. But anyways, this episode's going to be available later tonight. Audio version, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast. You already know the drill. Look up Guys Time with the Prize. You'll see it there. It'll be updated. And then subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can see my beautiful face as you're seeing it right now. You can see that on my YouTube channel at Guys Time with the Prize. Like I said, I'll have this out later tonight. You guys can look at it. I appreciate the support and love. Been doing this for 6 years now. We're almost close to 200 episodes, guys. We're at 176. This is 177 today. So we are almost at 200. My goal is trying to get 200 by the end of the year. I mean, with football coming up, that's possible. I mean, that's a no-brainer. But it's all because of you guys. Thank you so much. You know, obviously, I've done a lot of work to make this podcast entertaining and fun. And, you know, this is a hobby of mine. I love sports. You guys know me. I'm the Bryce. I'm the sports fanatic. I love sports. I love all things sports. I love entertainment. We talk about as much sports as possible, as much entertainment things as possible. You guys are amazing. You make this happen because of your support and your love, and I appreciate it. But yeah, 6 years, March of 2020, or April, of 2020, we did our first episode, me and Chris, Crazy Chris. Chris Furak out there in Kansas City. Love you, man. I appreciate you. Can't wait for fantasy football. We're going to see who wins that belt this year. That's going to be a good one for guys' time. The championship belt we've been doing for a few years now. So shout out to him. I hope he's doing well. Looks like he's doing absolutely fantastic. But yeah, I missed that guy. Maybe if he's in town, do an episode for old time's sake. But yeah, doing this for 6 years. Like I said, it's all because of you guys. So thank you again for joining me. This episode's going to be available later tonight. So check it out. Thank you for the support. You guys are awesome, as always. The prize is out. You guys take care. Have a great rest of the week. Kick some ass. Almost to the weekend. As always, guys, stay safe out there. And thank you for the support. All right, take care, guys. Have a good one.